Life is full of uncertainty, and we want to be prepared for every eventuality. But sometimes, just in case, becomes just too much. During the pandemic, I found myself buying way too much food. I used to enjoy following the doomsday preppers on YouTube, and they were just fueling the fears I already had inside. Our supply chains were challenged. We were on lockdown, forcing us to brave the long lines to get our supplies. I decided that desperate times called for desperate measures, and I began stockpiling my most used items. I thought I was being prepared, but I ended up with expired cans, forgotten items, and a lesson in what true preparedness really looks like. Have you ever stocked up just in case and then forgotten about half of it? How do you strike a balance when you value security but also want to simplify? At what point does preparedness turn into clutter? That's what we're discussing today, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. During uncertain times, it's easy to feel like we must grab as much as possible to feel secure. Stockpiling makes us feel in control, but it's not necessary. Sometimes we don't know what we have, so if our pantry is cluttered, we rebuy things we already own. These days, I like to do a quick pantry audit before shopping to prevent overbuying. So what's the difference between preparedness and clutter? Being prepared is intentional. It means we have the right amount of what we need, and it's stored in a way that's organized and easily accessible. Clutter is excess. It's the things we keep just in case. They pile up, get lost, cause us stress and overwhelm. Clutter is anything that doesn't serve a clear purpose or no longer aligns with your current needs or values. Those items that pile up due to indecision, sentimentality, a scarcity mindset. Preparedness is having thoughtfully chosen items that are well organized and that anticipate a likely need, emergency, or event. Ask yourself, do I know exactly how and when I'll use this item? Or am I just keeping it just in case without a clear purpose or need? What begins as preparedness sometimes turns into fear-based hoarding. Keeping extras can be smart, but when it turns into too many, then that's a problem. What does fear-based accumulation look like? Stockpiling way more than you need. Feeling fear and anxiety at the thought of letting go. Keeping broken or outdated items just in case. When in doubt, ask yourself 3 questions. Would I buy this today if I didn't already have it? Do I have a clear, specific plan to use it? Am I keeping a reasonable amount? Or is this excess? If the answer is no, it's probably clutter and it's time to let it go. Preparedness is clear and practical. Clutter is undefined and vague. Preparedness is having reasonable amounts based on real needs. Clutter is having excessive duplicates or unused items. Preparedness is confidence-based. It says, I'm prepared for realistic scenarios. Clutter is fear-based. I may need this someday and I won't be able to find it. How can we be prepared while avoiding clutter? The first step is to assess your needs. Identify likely scenarios so that you can prepare for them. If you're in the tropics like I am, during hurricane season, we're advised to have some extra supplies. So we're preparing for likely events, but not highly improbable ones. The second step is to set limits. Decide on a reasonable number of backups that you'll need. Will you buy 20 cans or 100? You can use a natural space to set limits, so you can decide to keep your emergency supplies in a basket or a shelf in your pantry. The next step is to rotate and maintain your supplies. Check for expiry dates on your food items, batteries, medication, and so on. As you purchase new items, use up the old ones first. Keep your preparedness items in a dedicated, accessible space to avoid confusion in the event of an emergency. Finally, let go of the fear. Trust that you've prepared to the best of your ability and that all would be well. Preparedness is rooted in confidence, planning, and intentionality, but clutter is rooted in the fear of scarcity and regret. By distinguishing between preparedness and clutter, you'll create a home that's peaceful but still be prepared for whatever comes. The goal is to find balance between being prepared and being weighed down by your stuff. Thank you for watching and I hope you found the video helpful. See you next time.